Welcome to Ballin with Brett, your inside look at Ole Miss women's hoops. Here's your host, Brett Ball.
Hi fans, and welcome back to Ballin with Brett. I'm Brett Ball, your host, and I hope you guys have had a wonderful and healthy new year. Healthy student athletes is a vital part to a successful basketball program. Later, we'll be joined by our sports dietitian, Melinda Valiant, but now we're joined by our athletic trainer, Meredith Pendergrass, to talk about sports medicine and its overall role in promoting the overall health of student athletes. So Meredith, what is your direct role with women's basketball?
So my primary responsibility is trying to prevent injuries as much as possible. But with the amount that we do and just the level that we're at right here, it's inevitable that people are going to get hurt, whether it's a short-term injury or a long-term injury. So then my job becomes trying to get them back out on the court as quickly and as safe as possible.
So sports medicine is a very important component into the success of student athletes. But what is so unique about Ole Miss's program?
Unlike some other departments, most of them have athletic trainers, physicians, strength and conditioning, but with ours we also have sports nutrition, sports psychology, we have physical therapists that work with us, and also massage therapy. So all those things together just provide for the best care of our student athletes and a very holistic approach to sports medicine.
Oxford is one of the very few small towns with so many doctors and specializations. How does that help for recruiting, knowing that you don't have to drive more than a 50-mile radius to get to the specific doctors that you need?
I think that it's good for parents to know, and I think people are usually surprised to know at how many of these specialists we have in this small town of Oxford, like you said. We have an orthopedic group here just down the road, Oxford Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. If anything else comes up, they need their tonsils taken out or they need to get their wisdom teeth taken out. We have all of those provided to us.
Sports medicine is an integrated department. So how are you working with Melinda, the sports dietitian, to better assess and help the student athletes?
Melinda and I actually have a unique relationship because when I first came to Ole Miss, I came as a graduate assistant and I was a graduate student in the nutrition department, and she was actually my advisor. I created a pretty good foundation and a good relationship with her about just an understanding of the nutritional needs for athletes, whether they're healthy or whether they're injured or trying to return to play from an injury.
And I always think basketball season is so challenging because it is the entire flu season.
Yeah. Now I'm joined by Melinda Valiant, our sports dietitian, to talk a little bit about the importance of eating healthy. We talked to Meredith earlier about you guys' relationship. So what are some of the things that you guys discuss in determining what the women's basketball team should eat?
Yeah, Brett, so thanks for having me. Some of the things that I'm here for and that I work with Meredith a lot on is just making sure our athletes are feeling for not just games, but practices and class and workouts and recovery. So a lot of what we talk about are those things.
What are some of the things that you look at specifically to assess what each athlete should eat?
Well, they're all individual. So I think a big part of that is maybe where they're from and what their foods that they like. We have athletes of all different shapes and sizes, and so some need much more energy or calories than others, and some are playing more minutes than others. So I think I keep all that in mind when talking to them about their food choices, pre-game meal, post-game meal, snacks during the weeks and things like that.
I know you guys' department restocks the lounge, and I always notice that the fruit snacks are the first thing to go. So how do you guys know what to stock the snack room with?
We stock all over campus. We think about what do our athletes need to get ready for practices or recover from practice. So a big majority of what we have in those fueling stations are carbohydrate-rich items, which are the fuel for our practices, and some items that have calcium and vitamin D and protein and things like that. And then we take into account what that particular sport might like more than others. So our basketball lounge looks a little different than baseball and golf and tennis. So,
what is women's basketball's favorite snack?
Fruit snacks.
Fruit snacks.
Fruit snacks. And Rice Krispie treats.
Okay, yeah, they always seem to be the first to go. Well, thank you so much, Melinda.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, hotty toddy.
For more information on women's hoops, follow the Rebels on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.